Today, we're going to share with you how to use spot rate. So, still remember that Excel? I changed it a little bit. So, I just add a lot of dummy data and add a year and draw a term structure of spot rate. So, essentially, the term structure of a spot rate is a series of spot rate. It's a spot rate graph. Okay, so if you look at the x-axis, is the maturity time or year. Okay, you can sort of change that to year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, and I use the year. So you need to kind of subtract that to a certain kind of maturity time. Okay, so I use that just for you guys to know that you might get this. If you're taking CFA exam, you might get this kind of yearly spot rate data in order to confuse you, but don't worry, you can just make that to year 1, year 2, just to change that to maturity. Okay, and of course the term structure of spot rates does not necessarily look at this way, because I just input all sorts of dummy data here. You might get some curved structure. For example, if I change that to 10%, you might get this kind of term structure. It do happen in real life, so you need to be aware of that. Okay, and the reason that I show you guys the spot rate graph or the term structure of spot rate is that we need to use this different spot rate in order to calculate the price of the bond. Okay, so you might ask, the price of the bond, isn't that just the face value of the bond? It is not. So let me clarify this for you. Okay, so if you got $1,000 face value of that bond, sorry, let me just draw that. $1,000 face value bond, it does not mean anything at all. Alright? And if I tell you that bond pay you 5% annual pay, which means that at the end of the year you will receive 5% of the return. That 5% does not tell you anything at all except the amount of cash flow that you will receive. So some students may get confused about that kind of rate in relation with spot rate, yield to maturity, all kind of thing. My suggestion for you guys is that you don't need to worry about the face value or the so-called percentage that bond will give you. You don't need to worry about that. This is just the kind of sort of information that helps you to calculate the cash flow. Alright? So once you got that, and say that the bonds issued and will last for I don't know, maybe 3 years. So maturity of 3 years. So once you got that 3 bullet points information, you can do the calculation. So that is the reason why I use this term structure of spot rate. So the first year spot rate is 11.11%, the second year 12.22%, the third year 14.51%. Okay, once you got that, you can do the calculation. So let's just do that. So the face value let me just use the acronym here. So the face value is 1,000 US dollars. The coupon, so C, will be 5%, and the maturity, M, will be 3 years. Okay, and you can do the calculation. So the annual cash flow will be that face value multiplied by 5%, which is 50, right? That is the cash flow that we will receive at the end of the year, each year, during the amount of time of 3 years. Okay? So essentially, you're going to receive, let me just bring out the graph and draw out that for you. Okay? So year 1, year 2, and year 3. So you will receive that cash flow of 50, 50, and 50 US dollars coupons. And don't forget, you need to receive, this is exactly the same time, you're going to receive 1,000 US dollars amount of principal, because that time the bond will become mature, and the you will receive 1,000 US dollars. Okay, so essentially, if you add that 1,050 US dollars at the maturity, okay, and that is the cash flow that you will receive. So we can use the help of Excel. Okay, so the first year 50, the second year 50. Let me bring this smaller. The third year 50, and of course the principal. Alright, so far so good, but you also need to consider the time value of money, or in this time, spot rate. So spot rate is different every year, so you need to discount that. So this is year end, and you need to use that divided by the spot rate, and raised to the power of 1. Okay? Yeah, sorry. Need to, yeah, where's the, let me see. 2, yeah, sorry. 1 plus. Alright? And at year 2, you get this divided by 1 plus second year of spot rate and raised to the power of 2. Third year will be 1 plus third year spot rate, and of course raised to the power of 3. And of course, sorry, and you can add that. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this by just changing this to plus 1,000 and equal. So the discount rate will change. You can think of it as a cash flow, a series of cash flow, and all this series cash flow have been discounted back to now, so it's a present value. And if you add all that up, you'll get the price of that bond equals to the sum of all that. Alright? So because the spot rate is pretty high, so the bond or the fair value of the bond right now should be nearly 900 US dollars. Okay? Even though the face value is 1,000, the fair value that you should pay is just this amount. Okay? So this is a pretty crucial usage of the spot rate. We use that to draw the term structure of the spot rate, and use that chart, use the different spot rate to calculate the fair value of the bond right now. And you can use this as a model for you to monitor the bond price and the changing of the market. Okay, so you can try that out yourself.